Have you ever felt it? That gut-wrenching, soul-crushing feeling of pouring your energy into a void, fighting for scraps of attention from someone who treats it like a privilege they might bestow upon you. Have you ever sent a text and felt your own power drain away as you waited for a reply that might never come? Have you watched other men debase themselves, performing like clowns for a fleeting glance of female validation, and felt a deep, instinctual revulsion? That revulsion is your inner compass, telling you that you were made for more, that your attention is a currency you should never, ever devalue. Welcome back to the Sigma male community, the one place that understands that true power isn't loud, it's silent. It isn't fought for, it is commanded. Today we dismantle the weak programming that tells you to chase, and we forge in its place the steel framework of attraction, an architecture of self-worth so powerful that you will never again feel the need to fight for her attention. Because you will be doing something far more potent instead. 1. The black hole effect, silence that pulls her in. Forget the common advice to chase, to double text, to amplify your presence when you feel her pulling away. This is the path of the supplicant, the strategy of the desperate. The Sigma understands a fundamental law of social physics. A vacuum is more powerful than a projection. When he is met with games, emotional withdrawal, or the subtle disrespect of lukewarm energy, he does not add to the noise. He creates a profound and deliberate silence. This silence is not a petty tantrum or a manipulative tactic. It is a black hole. It is a declaration of absolute self-possession, an event horizon of self-respect from which no disrespect can escape. His quiet communicates a message more powerful than any paragraph of pleading text could ever convey. My inner world is complete. My peace is non-negotiable. Your lack of energy has no power here, because my worth is not a topic of debate. This gravitational pull of silence forces an inversion of the dynamic. Where other men scramble to fill the space she creates, the Sigma stillness makes the space itself the focus. She is left alone in the void she engineered, forced to confront the echo of her own actions. His absence becomes a tangible presence, a question mark that hangs in the air, pulling at her thoughts. It's not about ignoring her to get a reaction. It's about honoring your own focus so deeply that her absence of investment becomes irrelevant to your state of being. You are not playing a game of chicken. You are simply on a different road, heading toward a destination that doesn't require her validation as fuel. Your absence becomes your loudest microphone, broadcasting your self-sufficiency at a frequency she can't ignore. 2. The architect, not the tenant. Building your irresistible reality. Observe the average man. His focus is a scattered beam of light, flitting from her social media stories to her online status, desperately trying to inhabit her reality as a tenant, hoping she doesn't evict him. The Sigma male is not a tenant in anyone's world. He is the master architect of his own. He understands the foundational truth that every ounce of attention you invest in deciphering her moods is capital stolen directly from the throne room of your own empire. He is not watching her live her life. He is pouring the concrete foundations of his own legacy. His focus is relentlessly internal, channeled into forging a reality so compelling, so valuable, that it becomes its own center of gravity. This is not performative hustle for social media. This is the silent, often grueling work done in the shadows. It's the extra set in the gym when no one is watching, the late night spent mastering a new skill, the disciplined allocation of financial resources into assets, not liabilities. It is the alchemy of turning time, the one resource you cannot get back, into unassailable value. Your physique becomes your armor. Your financial stability becomes your fortress. Your mission becomes your crown. And the aura this creates is not one of neediness, but of immense, tangible purpose. Women are not chased into this reality. They are instinctively and powerfully drawn to the magnetic field of a man who is not looking for a woman to build his world for him, but is instead looking for a worthy queen to share the kingdom he has already built. 3. The reverse psychology of scarcity. Your unavailability is the ultimate lure. Our modern world is an all-you-can-eat buffet of validation, and most people are gorging themselves on empty calories. They are perpetually available, their lives an open book, their attention given away to anyone who sends a notification to their screen. In this dopamine-drenched landscape of desperate availability, the Sigma male becomes a master of the art of being gloriously, intentionally, and unapologetically scarce. His time is a precious commodity. His attention is a focused laser, not a floodlight. His emotional energy is reserved for those who have proven they are worthy of it. He is not a constant notification in her life. He is an enigma, a compelling narrative she only gets to read one chapter at a time. This isn't about playing games or following a 3-day rule. It is the natural byproduct of a man with a purpose that transcends the pursuit of romantic validation. He is genuinely busy building his empire. He is genuinely focused on his mission. He is genuinely at peace with his own company. This authentic scarcity triggers a primal circuit in the human mind, particularly the female mind. We value what is rare. The less he feeds the validation machine, the less he is available to cater to whims, the more potent his mystique becomes. His unavailability is not a tactic. It is a direct reflection of his high value. It is the silent, powerful statement that his presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. 4. The peace dividend. Why inner calm outshines external noise. Look around you and you will see an army of men addicted to a drug they don't even realize they're taking. The fleeting, volatile high of external validation. A like, a quick reply, a compliment. These are the momentary fixes they chase to feel a sense of worth. The Sigma male has undergone a voluntary detoxification from this dependency. He has done the hard, internal work to cultivate a validation source that is unshakable, internal, and entirely under his own control. His well of self-worth is fed by his principles, his discipline, and his unwavering commitment to his own growth. He doesn't need her spotlight to feel illuminated. He has learned to be his own sun. This profound inner stability, this core of unshakable peace, is his ultimate superpower. It is the peace dividend he earns from his investment in self-mastery. It allows him to observe drama, chaos, and emotional turbulence from a distance, without getting sucked into the vortex. When faced with lukewarm interest or manipulative games, he doesn't feel the desperate urge to fix it or fight for it. He simply observes it as an external weather pattern that has no bearing on his internal climate. Why? Because he trades in the currency of serenity, and emotional chaos is a direct path to bankruptcy. His tranquility is not passive. It is an active, formidable shield that repels toxicity and silently demands that others rise to his level of emotional maturity if they wish to enter his reality. 5. The discernment code, spotting poison before the first sip. While other men operate with a hopeful naivety, the Sigma moves through the world with a highly calibrated radar for disingenuity. It is a sixth sense born from experience, self-awareness, and a profound respect for his own time and energy. He doesn't just see red flags, he sees the subtle shift in the wind that precedes them. Mixed signals, passive aggression, manipulative testing, and a lack of accountability are not puzzles for him to solve. They are not cryptic codes he needs to spend hours deciphering with his friends. He sees them for exactly what they are, poison. And he understands that you do not negotiate with poison, you do not try to understand its motives, and you certainly do not take a small sip to see if it's really that bad. This clarity of perception is not cynicism. It is the ultimate form of self-preservation. It is the hard-won wisdom of a man who values his peace above the cheap, fleeting thrill of intrigue. He understands the monumental foolishness of investing time and emotional energy in trying to explain to a toxic person that they are toxic. It is an unwinnable game, a fool's errand. Therefore his exit strategy is always primed and ready. Not out of fear or avoidance, but out of a deep, abiding principle that his self-worth is non-negotiable. His disengagement isn't a retreat, it is a strategic redeployment of his most valuable assets, his time, his focus, and his peace, away from a toxic liability and toward his own victorious path. You didn't click here to hear recycled pickup tactics. You're here because the chase feels hollow. That gnawing sense in your gut? It's your innate Sigma potential screaming at you that begging for scraps of attention is beneath your very nature. Right now, in this exact moment, you have a choice to make. You can continue performing for an audience of one who may not even value the show, or you can seize the director's chair of your own life and start building a blockbuster epic. The path of true magnetic power begins with ruthless self-honesty, and it starts right here, right now. Let's go deeper. 6. The sovereign standard. You don't audition, you appoint. The fundamental error most men make is believing they are in an audition. They enter every interaction with a woman of interest hoping to pass her tests, to meet her criteria, to win the prize. They are contestants. The Sigma completely inverts this paradigm. He is not the contestant. He is the sovereign, the king of his own domain. He does not audition for a role in her life. He calmly and dispassionately observes whether she is qualified to be appointed a role in his. He has built his own Colosseum, and its gates are guarded by his unwavering standards. Mutual respect, emotional maturity, intellectual curiosity, and an alignment with his core purpose. He doesn't waste his energy jumping through her hoops, because he is the one holding the hoop. If a woman's behavior, character, or values do not meet his benchmark, the gates to his kingdom close. There is no announcement, no dramatic declaration, no angry confrontation. The gates just silently, smoothly, and permanently shut. This isn't born from arrogance. It is the quiet, unshakable authority of a man who knows the immense value of the kingdom he has painstakingly built. He doesn't need to fight for a seat at her table because he is too busy curating the guest list for his own banquet. Your standards are not walls to keep people out. They are the very foundation upon which your empire of self-respect is built. 7. The Time Titan. Your minutes are mortal, spend them like gold. A Sigma male understands a brutal, terrifying, and liberating truth that eludes the masses. Time is the only truly non-renewable resource you will ever have. It is the finite currency of life, and how you spend it dictates the entire trajectory of your existence. Wasting this precious, mortal resource obsessing over why she hasn't texted back, endlessly replaying conversations in your mind, or putting your life on hold waiting for her validation is not romantic. It is a slow-motion form of self-inflicted suicide. Every minute you spend in a state of anxious waiting is a minute stolen from your health, your wealth, and your mission. It is a theft from your own legacy. Because he grasps this with visceral clarity, the Sigma invests his minutes like a ruthless venture capitalist seeking exponential returns. He asks of every activity, is this moving me closer to the man I intend to become? If the answer is no, he cuts it without sentimentality. He invests his time into the forge, his body, his mind, his skills, his purpose. This ruthless prioritization creates a compounding effect of power and value. As he becomes more formidable, more focused, and more sovereign over his own time, a strange thing happens. Others, including women of high caliber, begin to see his time as the valuable commodity. They begin to seek an investment of his minutes. Your calendar is not a mere schedule. It is a declaration of war against mediocrity and a testament to what you truly worship. 8. The Alchemy of Self-Respect. Turning inward for unbreakable value. The great love story of the Sigma male's life does not begin when he meets the one. It begins in the silent, solitary forge of his own self-respect. While the world tells men to find a woman who completes them, the Sigma understands this is the formula for a life of neediness and dependency. His primary objective is to become so complete, so self-contained in his purpose and value, that he requires nothing from anyone to feel whole. He doesn't seek a partner to be his emotional or financial lifeline. He becomes the lifeline himself. This inner fullness, this state of being whole and complete on his own, is the most powerfully magnetic force a man can cultivate. This internal validation engine completely transforms the nature of his interactions with women. He operates from a position of want, never need. His presence is a gift he chooses to offer, not a plea for acceptance. There is no desperation in his communication, no fear of loss in his actions, because he knows that if she leaves, his world does not crumble. His world is built on the bedrock of his own self-love, and that is a foundation that no one can ever take from him. This self-respect isn't about narcissism or arrogance. It is the quiet, unshakable knowledge of his own intrinsic worth, independent of any external opinion. It is the bedrock upon which all genuine, healthy, and powerful connections are built. 9. The Mystery Engine. How less information fuels obsession. We are living through an epidemic of oversharing. People vomit the mundane details of their lives onto the digital stage, desperate for an audience. They leave nothing to the imagination, and in doing so, they become predictable, boring, and easily forgotten. The Sigma male is a fortress of calculated privacy in this world of open diaries. He understands a key principle of human psychology and attraction. Mystery is not about deceitful secrecy, it is about strategic value creation. By revealing less, you are not hiding who you are. You are allowing the powerful forces of imagination, curiosity, and intrigue to work in your favor. While the average man broadcasts his every thought, meal, and minor achievement, the Sigma's narrative is selectively and deliberately shared. This makes every detail he does choose to reveal feel more significant, more precious. His quiet confidence, his unseen progress, the life he lives when he is not on display, these become the components of a compelling puzzle that the female mind, which is naturally drawn to narrative and resolution, feels an instinctual urge to solve. The more she has to wonder about him, the more mental real estate he occupies. His opacity is not an act of evasion. It is a masterclass in allure, a silent engine that fuels fascination and keeps her mind circling back to the one man who isn't trying to give it all away. 10. The emotional Aikido, using her tests as your launchpad. Sooner or later it will come. The test. The sudden shift in behavior, the hot and cold treatment, the manufactured drama, the strategic withdrawal. This is a common, often subconscious, female strategy to gauge a man's strength and rock his frame. The average man reacts predictably. He either becomes angry and confrontational, or he becomes weak and supplicating. He engages on her terms and her frame, and he almost always loses. The Sigma, however, does not play this game. He practices a form of emotional Aikido. He does not meet her force with force. Instead, he gracefully sidesteps her emotional energy and redirects it into his own forward momentum. Her attempt to provoke him with a passive-aggressive comment? He doesn't bite. He calmly sees it for what it is, remains unperturbed, and channels that saved energy into his next workout, making himself physically stronger. Her sudden, unexplained silence? He doesn't panic and flood her phone with messages. He welcomes the gift of uninterrupted time and uses it to make a brilliant strategic move in his business or on his personal project. Her chaos becomes a stark, valuable reminder for him to double down on his own inner peace. He metabolizes her attempts to destabilize him and turns them into pure fuel for his growth engine. His non-reaction is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate display of unflappable, indomitable control. 11. The silent detonation. Why walking away is your ultimate power move, the silence method finale. We now arrive at the apex of the Sigma male's power, the core of the silence method. It is the single most potent tool in his arsenal, a move so definitive and powerful it reshapes the entire dynamic forever. The ability to vanish completely and utterly, without a word of explanation when value and respect are not being reciprocated. This is not a dramatic, door-slamming, rage-quitting exit designed to punish her. This is the silent detonation. It is a calm, deliberate, and final act of supreme self-preservation and self-respect. It is the execution of a boundary so firm that it requires no verbal defense. This silent exit creates a psychological shockwave that no amount of arguing or pleading ever could. The absence of drama is what makes it so jarring. It leaves her with nothing to fight against, no emotional outburst to label as insecure. All she is left with is a deafening silence and a set of haunting questions that echo in the void you've left behind. Why did he leave so calmly? What did he know that I didn't? Was I really that disposable to a man of his caliber? While other men beg, plead, and bargain for a second chance, cementing their low value, the Sigma's serene departure broadcasts an undeniable and unforgettable truth. His peace is priceless. His energy is non-negotiable. And his presence is instantly and irrevocably withdrawn from any environment where it is not cherished. This is your ultimate power move. Don't threaten it. Don't announce it. Simply know its power and be prepared to deploy it to preserve the kingdom of you. This is the path. This is the shift from the chaser to the architect. It's the realization that her attention was never the prize. The prize is your own unwavering self-respect, your unshakable inner peace, and the empire you build with your own two hands. The silence method isn't about ignoring women. It's about paying such profound attention to your own growth that you become the signal in the noise, the man of substance in a world of shadows. It's about building a reality so compelling that the right person will be drawn to it, without you ever having to fight for a moment of their time. The power was never in her hands, it has been inside you all along, waiting for you to stop giving it away. This is more than just a video. This is a call to action for the 1% of men who will actually apply this wisdom. So, let's make a pact right now. If this resonated with the sovereign man inside you, affirm it by hitting the like button. Don't just consume, commit. In the comments below, share one area of your life where you will stop seeking external validation and start building your own value. Your story could be the catalyst for another man's awakening. Share this video with a brother who needs to hear this message, who needs to be reminded of his own power. And if you have not already, subscribe to the Sigma Male community and ring that notification bell. Because this journey of relentless self-mastery is a daily practice, and we are your unwavering guide. Stop chasing. Start building. And let your silence speak volumes.